Thank you all and welcome to my session, Unlocking Azure OpenAI in a 15 minutes. It's an introductory session and it's for everyone. And this session, I have covered mainly the few challenges when new people try to understand or create Azure OpenAI service. So it's more in theory rather than practical. So let's see, this is me. So now see, what is Azure OpenAI? So Azure OpenAI is, set of Azure services or AI services that help you to apply, large language model on your data without any prior knowledge of maths, data science, or machine learning. So it's a AI tools. And to use these AI tools, you don't need to worry about, as we said earlier as well, maths or data science or machine learning or more programming or codes. So anyone can learn that. It's use a language processing technique, natural language processing technique, and it make your app smart by using this service, and on your data or on your app, you make your app more smart because you're using the natural language processing without any coding or very less coding. And it is co-developed by Microsoft and OpenAI. And because of that, it's provide a enterprise level security. So you can have here your private link, you have Azure Active Directory, you can use a role-based, access control. So it helps you to make your network identity and access more secure. And it helps even a business user as well as developer. It saves their time and resources to get insight from their data. For developer, it can even generate code as well. So yeah, let's start with few examples. So let's see few examples where you can use Azure OpenAI. So you can create a chatbot app using Azure OpenAI, and you can do it very, very quickly. You can summarize your big data. For example, you have structured data or non-structured data, and you have a huge amount of data. So if you like to summarize, you can do it with Azure OpenAI. You can create a Q&A kind of app. And for example, you have a table in your database, and you have a like log data, and you have millions of data in that table. So if you want to get answer based on your previously resolved bugs or errors from your data, the table, then you can use Q&A kind of app, and it will quickly give you answer if you ask something, and you can resolve another problem very quickly based on that answer. So similar other things also you can apply in a Q&A app. Another thing is natural language query. So for example, business user or end user who do not know how to write down a SQL query. So they will write down in English language. Like for example, business user say that what is the revenue this month or last month based on your data which you have in your table in your SQL database. So it's English using this OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, it's convert the English sentence into a query, and then it will return a result from database. So and you can do it very quickly in few days, few hours or like that. So it's time saving, time saving. And you also can use for code generation. If you don't know about how to write down code in Terraform because you are very new, then you can use Azure OpenAI, and it really help you. And you can do analysis as well. You can do so many things using Azure OpenAI. So you build your service, or you create Azure OpenAI, you bring your data and you apply some logics. Then you deploy, even you deploy by few buttons away. You just click on button, it will deploy in a web app form. And then you can consume that using various different way, which we'll see later on. So these are the few examples, but you can use it in many different situation or scenarios. So if you want to consume, then first of all you need to build your Azure OpenAI model, and then you need to deploy it. So when you deploy it, it will give you endpoints, a key, and few other information. So you have to deploy your Azure OpenAI instance. So once you deploy it, it will generate deploy into web apps or other way as well. And after that, you can consume it. You can call it in Azure Data Factory or Azure Synapse Analytics Pipeline or somewhere else, or even a Fabric as well. So you can call that using the SDK. So you can write down your code in a notebook, for example, in a Fabric notebook, and you need to provide few parameters. You need to pass few parameters like what is your endpoints and what is your key and a few other things and what is your prompt. So those information you pass, it will call Azure OpenAI and it return back a result. So few lines of code you will write down into your notebook, and that way you can integrate or you can consume your OpenAI in notebooks. And if you want to consume in Azure Data Factory pipeline, then you just need to call a web activity, and then you passing few information like URL and content type and key and prompt, which you can get it from database or maybe blob storage or somewhere else. So this way you can consume as well. Now let's go to high level design. So this is the high level design of Azure OpenAI. So you can use OpenAI on your own data, which is a private data, or you can use it in public data, which available in internet. So these are the two ways you can use that. So here you can use like, data lake gen 2 or blob storage or SQL database or CosmoDB and many more. So these are your data, your knowledge base data in your organization. So you passing those data first of all, and then it will apply an index through a search, AI search, Azure AI search, and then it provide information result back into Azure OpenAI, and then it return a result. So you need to give, if you applying on your private data, then you need to give a knowledge, which is your data, which is your internal data, private data. So you're giving that to Azure AI search, and then you're passing a query as well. So based on that, it will give you the answer. So this is a very high level one. So this one, for example, you have a social media, like you have using the Slack or you using the Twitter or something like that. So user will pass a query and it mention your name or something, some tag like data to be Toboggan or something like that. So those information pass through a web app. So actually this is the one which is a chat app which we have in Azure OpenAI, but this is a web app which you can interact like this way, not in AI Studio, but outside of AI Studio. And then its information goes into here, like query goes into Azure OpenAI, and then Azure OpenAI will call the Azure AI search. And here you have your predefined data or you have knowledge-based data. And AI search is not just doing index, it's doing so many other things. It help you so many other things. And for this one, it will generate an index, and based on that, you will get an answer very quickly. So it will come back through OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, and in your web, and then you will get in a user as well. So this is one thing. So here you can see the user is specifying a query through this web app, and knowledge-based data is here, which you have in here, maybe in SQL or maybe in blob storage. Yeah. So this is another one. So here you can say we need to make automation. Is no user is providing any query, but you need that from your CosmoDB database or maybe SQL database or like that. So I have a knowledge-based data in my organization because this is private. So this data I'm providing into AI search, and then I need to create index. And these are the things is, first of all, you need to configure these things. Once that are done, then in your OpenAI, you bring on your data. So then this will connect it on your data. And then after, you can see that in this example, it's run every day or every hour. For example, Azure Data Factory is running the pipeline, is moving data from somewhere to Azure CosmoDB. And it have a huge amount of data in here. And it's unstructured data. And it have a big paragraphs or maybe something. So you can use this situation like if you want to summarize big data which you have in here, like huge amount of data, page of data in here, then you can pass your query. But here you are not passing your query, it will get from this database automatically. So you have to add some logics here, and then it goes to here and it's returning results. So this is the very high level which is for summarize your text, big text or like that. And it's automation, so it's not like you are passing it, it is automatically getting from cosmodb database, and it can store the result also in database, so you can add that logic in your here, and you can do it very quickly. It's not time consuming. So this is the one. Now let's see prerequisite. So if you want to do Azure OpenAI in your, like you want to start with that. So you first need Azure account and you need Azure subscription, which has enabled the Azure OpenAI service, because it's limited user. So you have to request if you don't have a permission. So this is the request form which you can do, and you will get answer in 24 hours or few days. And then you also need to have these permissions. You need to permission at subscription level or a resource group level. And for deploying your app through the Azure OpenAI, you have to have app registration ID, and this is a new change. Earlier it not needed, but now you have to have a app registration, and if you don't have a permission, then you should have a client ID and client request. So these are the prerequisites to use that. And these are the few keywords. So like, for example, LLMs, it's large language models, it's like ChatGPT or like that. And you can use this in Azure OpenAI, because when you create Azure OpenAI, you need to use a model. So these are the models. So behind the Azure OpenAI, actually using the ChatGPT or GPT-4 or like that. And token is like when you write down any sentence, for example, hello, then it will convert it in token. So here you can see that hello is one token, and then dot is another token. So it's like whatever word you have in your sentence, it's just tokenize it. Sometimes you need only word, or sometimes it's use a sentence as a tokenize. Depends on that. So prompt is nothing but whatever you're asking or writing in that text box, that is a prompt, and based on that your model will give you answer. So for example, write a poem about love, so that is a prompt, and you will see what is the result. So result is completion. So when it's written answer, so this is the results. Completion is output of your model. And embedding, so embedding is a numerical relationship with your text. Whatever you're writing as text, it convert into numerical number. Token, it convert into numerical one. So for example, here you can see that you saying embedding of cat is closer to embedding of dog, but it cannot be for a car, because car is a bit far, but dog and cat can be in the same category compared to car. So that way it's doing the embedding, which is a numerical representation of your text. And temperature is like how accurate you need a result. You need near rear, or you need like randomized little bit. So if you have a higher number of temperature, then it give you a little bit random result. But if you need accurate one, so you can see that here when you ask a poem, so this is a poem, it one answer. When you have a temperature is high, this one, and when its temperature is low, it give you little bit more accurate. So yeah, so these are the, I think there is two more. Yeah, so keyword, so when you apply this search in on your data, so you can use keyword or semantic, and there are many, but these are the basic one. So keyword means it give you the search that keyword when you type into prompt, search into that keyword into your data and give you the answer. And semantic means it give you sometimes it give a what, why, how, and it gives a little bit more. It can use like synonyms of whatever you written, or it's connected with meaning rather than text. So it's a more intelligent than keyword. But keyword is a cheaper one compared to this. It depends on what requirement you have, you can use. And another one is vector one, but these are the main one. But it depends when you need to use that. If you have very complex situation, then you can use vector one as well. And vector one is related to embedding one. It have a database, vector database as well. So, okay. So before, yeah. So let's see tips as well. I think before, let's see a demo, because so in this one, we have example like I have a data in my blob storage, and I would like to give me, good suggestion based on, so these are the blob storage and I have these files. So these are the files and having the hotel information based on your area, like Dubai or Las Vegas or like that. So based on this, I ask them to suggest me a good hotel. So for that, you can see that I have a Azure, I think it's.
So just to let you know, Alpa, we're probably coming up to time.
Yeah, okay. So I can quickly see. Give me 1 minute, please. So yeah, these are the one like you can call that in Azure Data Factory as well. So these are the one you can call same parameters we have there. You just need to pass here. This is the AI search, and in AI search you have to have index, and you can see index is here. I think it's a bit slow as well, so quickly just and these are the chat window. So you can see I have used my own data from that blob storage, and when I type here, you can see I have already prompt here. Yeah, can you please share a nice hotel in Dubai? So based on my data, it give me this, and it giving me a reference as well. So yeah, okay. So these are the few tips. So sometimes you have to refresh your OpenAI after creating, and sometimes you have to wait for it, and you have to select a region which support this. And here, if you want to use a semantic search or keyword search, based on that, you need to select plan and you need to select index in a semantic search, and you have to use this tool. And I think that's it. Thank you for this.